you?
How you doing today?
Oh,
nice
good.
to see you again.
Oh, glad to
Please
be back
have a
again.
seat.
Thank you very much.
So, how's everything?
Oh, great. Not really great, but I mean, I'm great to be back here in your office to continue our process for our session.
Yes, in light of our last session, so what have you been doing? How are you
Well,
feeling?
Things haven't really changed for me that much because, I mean, I'm still missing my loved ones. And I really, truly believe that it's just rooted so far down in me that I would probably like to, have an opportunity to seek a little bit more intense therapy. So, I mean, I don't know what you have for me or what you think will be best.
So you're telling me that you are still grieving and you really haven't gone through the grieving process?
Most definitely.
Is that it?
Most definitely.
Okay. Well, did you do anything, as we discussed last time, try to reminisce back on when you were with your family, your loved ones? Did you try any of that, or what have you been doing, or what do you do when you start feeling melancholy or get this depressive feeling?
Well, a lot of times what I do is I just isolate, and I tend to stuff, and I don't really have anyone that I can really relate to about these issues, other than someone with a tentative ear or professional.
Okay.
So a lot of times I'm left slightly traumatized, and alone. I don't really.
I gather you isolate yourself a lot. So how often do you ever go out?
Yes, well, I mean, I'm out, and I, do everyday things, but it's just the actual family issues that I can't seem to bang it out, get it out of me and replace that loneliness and that depression. Just, be able to put that energy somewhere else. It's been difficult for me to do that. And maybe it's because of me, isolating and not having confidence in other people, and sometimes the medication.
So you're telling me that well, let's talk about the medication. Do you feel that it's helping you?
Well, I mean, the medication is, to me, I really feel that it's designed to keep me, what would we say, slightly paralyzed. Not being paralyzed, but it keeps me calm to where I can relax. But I find myself doing a lot of relaxing and not dealing with the issue at hand.
I see. So if you feel that maybe that's why you haven't been able to move on, because the medication is just keeping you where you're at, because you can't deal with your issue?
Well, that, and at the same time, I believe it's, I feel better after I come here and have these type of sessions.
Good.
To where I can iterate on what's actually bothering me.
Good.
And I don't really have other resources that I can use or other programs that I can participate in to where I can really upload what's bothering me.
I'm very happy that you came here, and I'm going to try to help you and give you the ability to unload all these things that you probably haven't been able to talk about. Do you ever talk about this to any other of your friends or other family members?
Well, in my situation, when you've reached the level of depression that I am in, it's really beyond discussing my issues and situation with other people. Because, I mean, it's like when I was actually sharing with other people, they had their own issues and their own life stories that, they wasn't like, now I'm here, I know you're a professional, and this is what you do, and I mean, you can give me some constructive feedback and some structure in my life where I can begin to unload and know that the individual that I'm unloading all pain and suffering and hurt to is a professional and you can relate.
I can
Okay.
do my best to be assistance to you, to help you talk about this. And probably you're saying that this is what helps you, that when you talk about it, you feel better. When you come here and you talk about it, that you start feeling better when you move on. I think that's probably a good way to get started with your, maybe this way you can go through the grieving process. Because it seems to me that you said since you've been taking the medication, it doesn't really allow you to face head on the acceptance of the fact that your parents are gone and your two sisters are gone. So the medication, I suppose, is good for relaxing you, but on the other hand, is it really conducive for you to be able to come face to face and go through your mourning process?
Well, throughout the whole process, it's like I said, once you experience so many deaths so frequently and constantly, you never really have an opportunity to go back and say the things and do the things that you didn't have a chance to do. But, all together, it's basically what's been stuffed inside, and now I'm beginning to go back and deal with it on a daily basis. It's tend to get a little bit better. I can feel some relief.
Do you figure that you have some regrets?
Of course, we all have regrets, and
well, maybe we should talk about some of those. Maybe that would be something to discuss. What would be a regret that you have maybe with one of your parents?
Well, the only thing about for us having any regret about the parents or the sisters, anything like that, my regret is mostly me not performing to my capability, to what I was able to perform at with all the opportunities that I had. Had I did what I supposed to have done, I wouldn't have probably been in this situation. Not probably, I know I wouldn't have been here because I would have been somewhere else successful. But by me being hard-headed, like they say, my mothers used to say, you make your bed hard, you have to lay in it. So I don't really look back as it being a regret, but I look on it as not making the right decisions at the appropriate time and being able to understand and move on. But there's guilt there, because everybody always say, well, they looking down on you. But that's not always the point, because, that's not always the case, You
don't feel that they're looking down on you?
Of course, I believe, that that's a saying, but, then when I go to my academic knowledge and my spiritual knowledge of what the scripture said, and it says that once we all are in heaven, those that on earth or in hell, you will not, there's no crying, there's no, So I don't believe that goes with us when we go to another place. That's just something we as humans say. We know they're in a better place because they're out of the worldly struggle.
I see.
So that's how I feel about that.
Okay.
Not discrediting what our American history may be, or what other people's opinions may be. But that's where I'm at with that. And
let's talk about, you said that you feel you're not successful. What would you consider being successful?
Well, when I say that, I'm saying that what I know today, as opposed to what I knew when I was in high school, had I stuck with what I was doing, I could have been successful. Academics, athlete, business. There's a lot of things that I could have done and could have turned out in a more finer lane of life, as opposed to what I took myself through by being hard-headed. You understand what I'm saying?
I see you're beating up on yourself quite a bit. I can see that you're doing that. Well, that's what a lot of people tend to do, is regret in when their people or their loved ones pass on, and they tend to beat themselves up, like it seems to me like you're doing. Well, let's see. What are you doing now? What are you doing every day? Do you feel like you're going forward, moving forward with your life to a successful part of your life? Are you making any goals for yourself?
Well, I'm just taking it one day at a time, and I'm trying to reiterate or regenerate myself, and that's what I spoke to you about earlier, saying that I had been stuffing for so long that it became overloaded. So instead of continuing to stuff and let it overrun or overload me, I began to deal with life on life basis,
okay,
on a daily basis.
So then we should do that. I think that's a good place to start. That you keep on saying stuffing, that you're stuffing. So what is it that you're stuffing?
A whole lot of things, you know.
Well, why don't we talk about that? What is it? Let's just get that out.
Stuffing to me is a terminology used to not doing what I can do today, but putting it off for tomorrow.
Procrastination? Is that what you're doing?
Absolutely. And I feel that we all do it, but that was one of the things that I was trying to explain, what I'm starting to see my situation as being. You know, being depressed, not wanting to communicate, and not going out and want to re-socialize myself with people. And, you know, I'm just sort of like on what they call the po you, po me thing.
Yes.
You know, so, you know what we call it?
Yes, pour me, pour you, pour me a drink. That, have you ever heard that terminology? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, so it's sort of like not facing the music, not because you can't face the music, just because you don't want to face the music.
And is that what you want to do?
Right, in my terminology. That's what I'm
so
saying.
are you ready to face the music now?
Well, I mean, it's been a long time coming, but that's why I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here to you know, I have made a step toward the right decision.
I totally agree.
So,
Totally
you know.
agree. Well, let's talk about a day in your life. When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? What normally would you do? Because you had mentioned that you were depressed and you don't want to talk to anybody.
The normal. I do
What
the
is your
normal.
normal
I get
day?
up, I brush my teeth, wash up like anybody does, have a cup of coffee, whatever the case may be, whatever's on the agenda. But I'm not happy with what I'm doing. The whole my performance and my ability and situation is normal like anyone, but there's just a depression in my order.
Okay.
I brush my teeth, I do the same regular things, but there's no zeal, no fire. There's no happiness, there's no joy there.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
I feel that if you make a goal for yourself, then there's something to look forward to, and there's something to work towards on a daily basis that can give you some energy and some zeal. If you start accomplishing your goals, you make small, short-term goals, and then maybe a long-term goal. And this way you can have something to work towards and something to look forward to and something to do every day, except for maybe nothing. Not that you say that you do everything somebody normally does, but you really haven't told me that you actually do anything. You work?
Well, what I'm saying is, Yes, when I work, I still go through the same physical aspects. Nothing changes about me for my move and my attitude. I'm sort of like a dry drunk, you understand?
I understand.
Or a workaholic. Someone that constantly work, but not happy with what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it because it's a necessary need.
It sounds like you just go through the motions. And
Exactly, that's
don't
what
have
it
your
is.
happiness that you would like to acquire.
Right. It's like being robbed. It's like working and being robbed. If you work for something, there's no joy, no excitement or celebration for that. It's like you're not being rewarded. You're almost being marked.
I feel like you saying that you're bored with what you're doing. Is it that you're bored with your everyday schedule or whatever you're doing? Do you need to maybe get something that's more exciting?
Well, it's just like a lost identity, like your identity has been stolen from you, or, and you're trying to get it back, and you're going through so many different things and different avenues to try to find out who's pulling the plug here and that. And, it's just somewhat like you said.
Well, your identity. So would you be able to relate to what your identity is if you were to see it in front of you?
Oh, most definitely. The identity is in here. I recognize the identity, but it's just so much rust that now I begin to file it down. And as time go on, it's getting better. It's like I said, I came back here, so I'm getting better. And that's the, I know it's not going to happen in a split second, and it's just going to take a little time. So, we're probably going to get a chance to get to know each other, and hopefully we'll be able to work down those meds that they have me on. And,
the meds, do they help you feel that they're helpful? Because you did mention that it kind of, it helps you, but it doesn't.
Well, it helps me as toward of not going out actually using illegal drugs.
Do you have a problem with using
No,
illegal drugs?
it's not the fact that I have the problem with it, but with the depression comes not being able to sleep at night.
I see.
Not actually being able to function the way I would like to function. And that's being able to handle issues as they come instead of becoming procrastination about
I
it.
see. Well,
So,
there's a lot of reasons why individuals maybe they can't sleep at night. They have insomnia. So you're saying that you have insomnia?
well, I wouldn't say I couldn't diagnose what my symptom is. All I can tell you is that it's almost like, it's basically for you to diagnose, because I can give you a general output of what I'm going through. I never really seem happy watching anything once I'm home from work, and I'm in with the kids and the family. I'm just going through the motions somewhat.
Well, you have some interests, I'm sure, besides work. Are there other things that maybe you've wanted to accomplish in your life that you haven't done yet? That's what I'm kind of getting to, making a goal for yourself. So maybe there's something that you've always wanted to accomplish that you will reach your identity through. Do you think there's something that you could think of that we might want to make a goal for?
Well,
That could be something we can start working on.
I have made some goals to, start to change my life, to go out, spend a little time, take the kids out, try to get involved, go to a couple of games, softball games, swimming events, and track. With the summertime here, it's a little bit, but I'm just going through the motions. So, and
are you saying that you get enjoyment when you watch your children play the games, and does that make you feel happy?
Well,
when you say they play sports, what kind of sports do they play?
They basketball, baseball.
Does it make
Track.
you feel happy inside when they do well in sports and or like score goals or make baskets in basketball? And I mean, doesn't that make you feel good and proud of your child? Doesn't that give you a good feeling?
I tend to get some enjoyment out of it, but it's only just for the moment. You understand? When I say just for the moment, it's a short celebration, and basically I'm like a caterpillar. Okay. I'm forced out of the cocoon, and once you get me out, while I'm in the cocoon, I'm trying to force my way out, and once I get out and see, my excitement is over. You understand?
So you get bored quickly?
Once I celebrate, it's over.
what you're saying?
I'm going back into the depression, and so I could be beating myself up a little bit more, but I haven't been able to sleep without the medicine. But I really believe things are slowly but surely getting better. Yeah.
I feel a lot, as you say in your own words, you have a lot of repression. And the more you talk about it, as we're doing now, it will probably lift some of the weight we have inside off of you. And I sure hope that you come back and we can speak some more, and if it would be helpful to you to talk about certain things such as what's bothering you. And I feel that a lot of talking and getting this out in the open would possibly make you feel like you're going to be feeling better, and maybe you can eventually get off whatever type of medication that you have.
Well, I do feel better coming here, Michelle, talking with you and going through the process. And, I just want to applaud you guys.
2 minutes.
And,
well, Dale, it's been a real pleasure seeing you today. So I think that you need to think about a goal. Let's make that part of the homework for you. And make a goal for yourself, something that you've always wanted to do but never really started to do it.
okay.
And I feel like if you can do something like that and spend a lot more time with your children with their sports and watch them play sports, so that gives you that enjoyment. Although it's for a small period of time, it's still something that's good. So maybe do more of that.
Okay, but this is what I wanted to ask you, Michelle, while I was here this time. And I'm trying to figure out, is it possible? How many visits are we allowed to have? What criteria fits my case to where, if I'm in a deep depression as I am, how many times can I see you per week, per month, whatever the case may be?
Well,
Because, I feel like this has, cracked the shell.
well, I'm glad to hear that.
Well,
We'll have to talk about that. I'll have to see what the insurance is going to allow you to do, and let me look into that, and I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I like
it's
to
time.
do.
The time is up, Dale. So I'm going to
okay.
give you. I told you that I give you 10 minutes, but I'm so involved in this conversation. So if you have any last minute thoughts, then I can listen to last minute thoughts, and other than that, it's going to be until next time.
Well, I just want to say I really thank you again, Michelle.
So nice to see you.
Taking the time and listening, taking your professional ear and hear me
Okay.
out.